Hello everyone. Welcome to the first video of our. Today I will tell you about an airplane whose mystery is still unsolved. It appeared exactly 37 years after it disappeared. Let's listen to the story of that mysterious plane if you wish. Because the story of this plane is 37 years lost. In fact, the whole story begins with the Pan American 914 plane taking off from New York on July 22, 1955. Flight 914 took off without any problems, but 3 hours after takeoff, there was no news from this plane going to Florida and the 57 passengers on it. The plane that was supposed to land at the airport after 3 hours had not landed in Miami. The plane was not visible on the radars of the control tower and no emergency signal was given. Officially, the plane disappeared from the radars and disappeared in an instant. All the findings indicated that the plane was completely lost and both pilots of the plane could not be reached. Immediately, a search and rescue team was formed and the Atlantic Ocean, which was on the route of the plane, was started to be looked at. A search and rescue team was immediately formed and the Atlantic Ocean, which was on the route of the plane, was started to be looked at. And then it was announced that the people on the plane lost their lives, but no one knew where the plane was. Exactly 37 years after this event, on September 9, 1992, Juan de la Corte, who was working at the Venezuelan airport, while browsing the flights, saw a vanishing point and began to follow the flight. This spot he sees on the radar suddenly starts to cruise faster than a normal plane. And this situation was quite abnormal. And Juan and his friends suddenly realize that a plane is approaching towards them. DC-4 McDonnell Douglas. So it was the Pan American 914 that disappeared years ago. But it's more interesting that the plane was that old. An incident had taken place. The pilot of the plane asked where they were in English. Later, when the officer said that they were approaching the Caracas airport, the pilot of the plane told who they were and where they were flying from. Then Juan de la Corte asked more questions and was shocked by the answers he received because the pilot of the plane said that it took off on July 2, 1955. The tower is shocked by this answer, but still decides to ask these questions after landing the plane and the preparations for the landing of the plane are started. After the plane lands, the tower asks the pilot if he knows that the date of that day is the 21st of May 1992, and the pilot of the plane does something much more crazy. Exclamation mark. The pilot says, "Don't approach the plane," and says that he will leave the airport and starts his engines. After the plane took off, it was visible on the radar for a while, and then it could not be heard and the mystery could not be solved. In fact, this story was published in Weekly World News in 1985, and then this story was changed and updated again in 1992. But later it was thought that the story did not match and was completely made up. Still, it is thought that the story may be true, but nothing has been finalized.